So, yoga. This is what I'll include I'll probably edit all of this out. But in the show notes, I'll put, it's called Faith Matters Podcast. And there's Michael Wilcox talking. I don't know if you know, he lost his wife, right? And he's talking about grief and love. It is a fabulous podcast. So I would highly suggest, just listening if you get a chance. And then one of the thoughts that, just this idea of, we talk with our belief system about the eternities and about our progression after life, our continued growth that happens without a body. And we have heard apostles and prophets talk about the difference with a body and without a body. And something Michael Wilcox said just kind of spearheaded some thinking about learning without a body. And this was just really a great, I'm just wrapping my head around it still. So after we die, the body is buried. We're in heaven or paradise, learning. But we can't have a body to learn with. How do we learn? And the thought was that, you know how sometimes you'll sit and you'll do those mental exercises of seeing yourself do something? And they do this with teens, right? They'll have them sit and just picture shooting a free throw. Well, they've actually done some studies where they have the physically practicing, mentally practicing, and guess what happens? What thoughts do you have about what happens? Does that make sense to you? So one whole group is actually physically doing that work. The other is just sitting doing the meditation and thinking about it.
It takes both, doesn't it? It does equally well.
They do. It's equally well. And so the thought is that what the learning up here is?
So say that again, it's equally?
It's equal.
Oh my God.
It's equal when they're actually shooting or when all the practice is there and then they go shoot. It is equal. So I thought that was really interesting. And then I'm thinking, well, if you don't have the body up here, is it just this mental, I need to do this? Can you imagine how much we would crave our body to do it? I want to practice. I want to do it with my body. But we can only do the mental. Anyway, that was kind of a new thought. And I was like, I'm going to rip my brain because I really do like to teach. And you know this about this love here. I'm sorry.
They are just freaking It's way more than yoga class.
So anyway, I want you to just really think about that. I mean, because as we age, we have aches and pains. We have things that are not, Mom has a tremor, but she watches these, so I don't really want to say much.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Can you send us the link or the name of that podcast?
Yes, I will. I will link it here and I'll also send it to you.
Thank you.
So anyway, kind of that concept. I want you to just close your eyes. You can keep a ball under your feet, but just hold it still for a minute. And just breathe. Finding the sheer wonder of feeling the breath. Feel the inhale. Feel the exhale. Notice what happens with the inhale. There is an expansion. With the inhale, there's maybe a contraction, but maybe just a softening is a better word. but the inhale is definitely expansive. And just, can you feel the gratitude for being able to breathe? To being able to feel and do with this body. We can do mentally. I think that's totally doable here as well. And honestly, like this morning, I was telling Joyce and Larry that the alarm went off, and I was too tired, and I knew Blair was too tired. He didn't even move, and so I just shut it off and curled back over and went back to sleep because I knew that I needed more rest, and I knew he needed more rest. Okay? We can push ourselves, but do we push beyond to a place where we get weary in well-doing, right? Because we're doing too much, we're not pausing. So that's kind of the focus I want us to focus on today. Go ahead, you can open your eyes. Make sense? Okay? Go ahead. We're not spending much time on the feet today. So go ahead and just come to the toes, right? Wiggle through those ankles. Finding that, and just kind of find that range of motion. Go in both directions. Go ahead and stretch one leg long. Okay, slight bend in the knee. Don't let it walk back. So slight bend, and then just lean forward over it. Okay. Do you get a stretch in the hip a little bit? Okay. Then move out to the side. See if you can get a stretch on the inner thigh. Come back in. Move it in. You should feel it right up into here. That's the femur bone, the thigh bone, rolling around in that hip side.
I've broken that bone twice.
Yeah. Out and back in. Out and back in, creating space. And then, same foot, plant it and just wiggle it side to side. Okay. Even if all you do is this, and this can be done anywhere, right? The only time you couldn't do this if you were a right leg driver is driving. But you can actually do this when you're driving. So go ahead and lift it up, push it out, so straighten it, bend it, out, bend it. Get this muscle working, the quad, out and in, out and in. Can you start to feel a burn? Yeah, in, out and in. Then out, hold it out. Tiny little pumps going up, up, up. There's 3. There's 6. And put it down. Yeah, and again, wiggle through it. Okay. So take it out to the side. Turn the foot out. Now remember, the foot, you watch my foot, it can go way out. The knee can't do that. For the knee's sake, match the turnout. So don't go past where your knee can go. Okay? This is really hard on these. Really, really hard on these. Okay? That's a twist, an extra twist of that. So keep it here. Okay? And you're just going to wiggle out here. Find the in and out. So for my sore hip, okay, this is one that has to be done every day. Just that little wobble back and forth. Okay, when I first started, it's kind of like, it wouldn't be pain, it would just be more, oh, you're there. Oh yes, hi hip, we love you hip, you know? And then as I start to do this, it starts to warm up to where I don't feel it. And it's just the wobble. Try to just wobble one, it's kind of hard. You want to do the other at the same time. And then I want you to pick this one up and straighten and bring it back in. And straighten and bring it back in.
Sure.
Oh, no, the baby's over here. That's because you're anchoring with that one. All out. We won't hold this one as long. Hold it. Tiny. Up, 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 and bring it down. And wiggle. Okay. Now, we got one more to do. We're turning slightly this way. Okay? Turn your body back this way. So move your legs that way. Move your legs that way. Yeah, move the legs that. Now turn your body back that way. Oh yeah, we're in a twist. Can you feel that? Okay, we're gonna get into here. So we're just up, straighten, in, straighten, in, straighten, in, straighten, in. Do you know what? We did the wrong leg.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this going, how come you guys are using the outside leg? I told you to do. Turn that way.
Yeah, because
I'm like, what the freak? Turn this way.
we're still doing my outside.
Yeah, and twist back. Okay, there you go. Now do it. This leg. Out. And in. And out. Twist back this way. No, not with your leg, with your body. I know. It's like, what the freak? Yeah, there you go. That's it. Now, little pumps.
Okay, I see my feet.
I'm like, wait a minute. And release. Now, sit close your eyes. Come back and just sit. Feel this leg. This one we've worked, okay? Can you feel the tingle? That's what you've created, okay? All the way down, all the way up. And then open your eyes. So, that is your homework. That isn't a ton. That isn't a ton. Here, here, and then you can go like this and do it, but it's easier to take that turn. So let's do the other side so you can kind of get this. Straight on, okay? Inhale. Let's just wiggle through the legs again and the ankles. Okay. Plant. This one's just going to wiggle side to side. Creating space. Try to hold this one still. The other one, you already did that leg. You're okay. There you go. Hold them still. There you go. Okay, here we go. Up, out. Notice that this kind of feels really easy. Yeah. Does that bug your knee at all?
Just a little.
Okay, don't lift it up yet. We're bending. Just bend and straighten. You're not coming clear back here. You're just staying right here. It's just a bend and straighten, and then you're holding it, right? Then you're going to hold it out, and then you're going to do, that's where it starts to kind of grab that thigh, okay? There's 6. Oh, yeah. There's 7. Oh, yeah. There's 8. We're doing 10. And release. And just shake it out. Okay. Take it out wide. There you go. Okay, here we go. Up, up. We wiggle first. We wiggled on this side too, but I forgot. Yeah, so you're just warming up, creating space in that socket, and then lift and straighten and lift. Yep, keep it up. We're not going to do quite as many here because you can feel this start to grab. That quad muscle start to really work. Couple more. Hold it up. Here we go. Oh my gosh. And bring it down and wiggle. Yeah. Okay. Now you turn that way. Okay, wiggle. Just side to side. It's your leg closest to me.
I gotta make enough for that.
Yeah. Twist back this way. No. Turn your legs more that way. There you go. Now twist your body the other way. There you go. Now you're working this leg. So you have to kind of watch me out of the side. Just wiggle. It's your left. What happens is if I say left on it looks like I'm doing right. I mirror that. So that's why I do it this way. Okay. Here we go. Up, straighten, in, straighten. Start to notice up in here. You'll still feel it here, but notice here. Here, yeah. Oh, yeah. Couple more. Out and in, and then hold it out.
Now your foot turns in, my foot turns out. But That's all I can do.
That's okay.
That's fine.
And then lift, slight lift, slight lift. Feel that muscle start to really work, not just here, but it works clear up into the hip
This is
socket.
right.
And release, yeah, and wiggle, and turn back center. So, yeah, and then and then we're going wide. I'm gonna lose my blanket. If you wanna lose yours, you can. Right to the edge, come as wide as you can. Move your feet so they're underneath your knees. Yeah. Some of us can go wider than others. This is an easier thing for women's bodies. Our hips are meant to go wider. Yep. That baby, having babies. This is kind of that position. Hence, they call this goddess position. Goddess pose. Yeah.
That's what?
Goddess pose in yoga. So, you know, it's kind of nice, huh? So, push down into your feet. Okay, try to push without your hands, try to push your knees wide. Don't use your hands. Excuse me. See if you can tuck your tailbone under. That's right. Yeah,
Excuse me.
it's okay. You laugh away. And then untuck. Can you feel the sit bones? Tuck, untuck, tuck, untuck. It's deep into the hip. Tuck and untuck, and tuck and untuck, and then slowly release and walk your feet in. Can you feel how the inner thigh has worked on that one? And then just wiggle it out. Okay, beautifully done. Let's get the outside of the hip. Leg up, cross it over. Other one, other one. You can do that. Yeah, we'll modify for your other knee. Flex this foot, lengthen up, and just take a lean. Anybody not feel that in the hip?
I feel it.
Yeah. You're not pushing this down. You're just leaning your body kind of over that leg. Trying to stick your rear end back, flexing this foot. And then just wiggle this up and down. Notice we're doing just a little bit different technique. This wiggle is it's not going to create strength as much as it's going to create ability to move. Okay. All right. See if you can cross it. I know. I'm asking the impossible. Just come down. You might be up here. It's totally fine. If it stays there, then you're pushing right here into here and pushing here back. So you're just kind of pushing into each other. You'll get a spread in the hip. Yes. Okay. This is eagle pose, Garudasana. Go ahead if you can come down. But you're squeezing like you're squeezing these, like you're squeezing your hand in between those knees, those shins. Yeah. I want you to just feel the squeeze. You don't have to be all the way there. Yeah. Can you feel hip? Yeah. And then release. Pick it up, take it out, and just wiggle. Pause again. Close your eyes. How does this side feel? It's been worked. But there's also an energy in there, okay? Yoga, and I know I don't say this enough, and yet I say it all the time. Yoga is not about poses. Yoga is about getting the body in a place where there is an ease to the body for meditation, for movement, for doing the tasks we need to get done. It's an ease, and that's why, if all you can do is sit in a chair and breathe deeply, it's yoga, right? It doesn't have to be the aggressive poses to be yoga. So, and it is a celebration of the connection between how we think. You see it?
My car is coming on.
Oh, okay. It's that connection between here and this physical. It's taking the basketball in our mind and the basketball practice. Can you imagine doing both? And that's what we do. So, try the second side. You two are here. You have your block and come up here and you're just going wide. Actually, I'm gonna have you bring it here and go wide. Yeah, just let the knee go out to the side. Does that hurt it?
No.
Okay, hold it. I want you to hold it out.
Or hold it out.
Yeah, flex the foot, you're doing it perfect. This would be a sickle foot, so keeping up on the edge and keeping that foot engaged. Okay, so you're gonna stay there. I'll go with Larry, okay? The rest of you are here, okay? You're up, you're taking the lean. Larry, you're here, take the lean. Don't let this leg go. You gotta keep it in. Yeah, this standing leg. Move the knee, yeah. Okay, let that knee go out to the side. Yes, yes. Can you feel kind of something in your hip?
Yeah, where the knee is rest.
Okay, you're just going that far, that's it. Okay, you're leaning, reaching, stretching, breathing, and you're just trying to lean the weight forward. Make this knee wants to go out, keep it in, yeah. It makes you use the muscles here. And go ahead and release. Okay, lift it up higher, cross it over. For you guys, you're here, okay? For you, you're just coming here. Can you bring it on top? Try that, here. There you go. You're gonna have to hold it with hold it opposite leg. Opposite arm.
Leg.
Opposite arm, sorry. Yeah, hold it with your right arm.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's gonna really jerk this one up.
Okay. Breathe. So I want you to push with your heel at the same time. Feel this, okay? You guys, you're here because you can do this. These are hugging in. It's like there's a hand in there and you're squeezing that hand together. Okay, breathe, Larry. Is that bugging your knee?
Yeah, I think that's.
A little bit, then let go with that hand and just hold on with this one. Come around the outside. There you go. Breathe, breathe, squeeze. You guys are squeezing. You're creating, when this happens, because these are going together, this is going wide. You're creating space here in the hip because you're hugging in. Feel like you've got a hand and you're squeezing. And then release and wiggle. Okay. Is that okay? It got a little bit on the outside, but it got up into here too. Yes? Did you feel it up in here?
I don't know what we're about here.
I know you were worried about it. You weren't doing anything that would hurt it. Okay? You might feel, and part of what happens is as we don't move, this will tighten on the top here. But you were still at that right angle. Okay? So you were okay. You were safe. All right, sit up straight. Let's do some, you can lose the block. Let's do some sun salutations. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, the hands here. Exhale, round it and curl it back. And I want you to hold this. And I want you to feel right there in the low back, the stretch. Push your feet down and forward. Yeah. Larry, move your feet out more. Walk them. Yep. There you go. And push down and forward. It's like the heels are pushing. The heels pushing are going to protect. Go ahead and let's just do an exercise first. Just release, okay? This is one of the things you can really, where you can feel like where you're working the muscle. If I push down and forward, lift your heel a little, push down and forward. Can you feel it, how it's right there in the front of the knee? Now push down and push the heel. Can you feel how it's the back of the thigh?
Oh,
okay. So does that make sense? So when you've got a knee issue, you're not pushing here to engage up in here. You're pushing there with the heel so that you get the back of the thigh working. Try it with your bad knee. Push down and forward with your heel. Does that hurt your knee at all?
Yeah.
No, but it engages this, right? The back of the thigh, you can feel the muscle. It tightens. That's the engagement, yes. I should use the word tighten is probably an easier word to understand. Good. Okay, so both feet now. Push them down, push them forward. You've got your chair, it's stuck on the mat. You'd have to move really hard to get that to move back, okay? Now, lean forward while you're doing that. The backs of your thighs are getting some work here. You can see my feet, you can see the tendons, okay? Spread through those toes. Make your feet work. Now, push also, not just the heel down, add the ball of the foot pushing. So the whole foot, and it's trying to do this. I'm gonna do it, I don't want you to do this, but that's what you're trying to do, is like you're trying to scoot it forward, but it can't because it's stuck onto your mats. And then release. And wait, we're gonna do that again. Push down, isn't that good? Push the heels first. Engage the back of the leg. Then get the whole foot pushing forward. When you engage, the tendency we have is to work just the front side of the body and not engage that back side, okay? And release. Wiggle it out. Anybody's shins and calves getting a little tight at all? Okay, try it one more time. Heel first, push down and forward, ball of the foot, the whole foot, push down and forward. Go ahead and lean forward. Yeah, find that engagement and then release.
You know, the funny thing is that somebody were looking and saying, they're not
They're
doing
not
anything.
doing
They're
anything.
not doing anything.
And that to me is what, like without a body, we've got to remember how to do that. And what if we've never learned it? Then how do you do it mentally? I know. I just, it's kind of blown my mind open to the sheer wonder of this body, the sheer gift, and how we take it for granted or we complain about something that's not working. So, okay, enough. I've beat that with a stick, like a dead horse, right? So come all the way up. Come around behind your block, your chair. Let's do our stretches now, okay?
Larry was just saying this morning how thankful we are to be, he's a man, or a woman. People ought to be thankful for their gender.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
some
true.
gratitude for
I
everything.
wouldn't want your thing.
I don't
Sorry.
think. Okay. Reach. Stretch it back. Oh yeah. Just push down with your feet, push down into the mat, push up with your hips, stretch the back of those knees. Let them bend a little bit. Yeah. Come up and come back in. So just what I'd like you to do for the next let's take 10 breaths to do it, is to wiggle side to side. What does your body want today? Okay, does it want to bend and wiggle? Does it want to walk in and back out? Does it want to just hold the stretch and breathe, continuing to breathe? What feels the best? Maybe you want to go wider with your feet and kind of go side to side. Okay, let me give you some options. I love side to side. Maybe you want to go back into that goddess pose with the feet turned out here and just bend and straighten a little. Ooh, yeah, maybe. We've worked our legs, guys. Okay, so find what you've got about 5 more breaths. Where is it that your body wants to move? Yeah, finding your place. Part of the problem is we think, we get there and we're like, I don't know what to do. There's no teacher telling me, do this, do that, do that. Yeah, So go ahead and stand up, keep a hold on your chair, okay? It's facing forward, just kind of walk around to the side or stay back. And I want you for balance just to have, and just roll through your shoulders. The same thing. What does my body feel today? Okay, get in the habit of asking. If we don't ask, how can we ever know? Right? Yeah, find the wiggle, find the move. So I mentioned a few weeks ago this Adam Dyer, the professor at BYU, the dance professor, that literally, he's the one that played Spider-Man on Broadway. I know, a real Spider-Man. And he can do amazing things with his body, but he spends the time just wiggling and just finding what his body is doing now and what it can do, and finding different things. And if people walk past and they're going, good, well, that's not a class I'll ever go to. What the freak is that all about? But you know what? It's like I'm discovering me. And that's what we're to do. I really believe that. So, okay, enough wiggling. Now Debbie's going to tell you what to do. Go back. Let's start here. Start right there up against your chair. Let your arms come up. They don't have to go all the way. They can totally come to just here if that's where it's the best for your shoulders, right? Go ahead and turn the palms up, roll through the wrists. We're going to kind of get everything for just a minute, but we're moving with our breath. So don't hold your breath. The inhale goes up here. The exhale maybe is just a little extra stretch. Go ahead and let's bring the hands down and just roll through the neck. Side to side, chin to the chest, ear to shoulder. Just move. You're not going to your full extent. You're just finding some range of motion. And you'll notice that you might be tight at first. And then if you'll pause and just breathe to where you feel tight, that pretty soon that tightness kind of eases. Okay. Nice. Go through the shoulders again. Just forward, up and back. Moving with your breath. The inhale, the exhale. The inhale, the exhale, and reverse it. Go backwards and up and forward. And backwards and up and forward. Yeah, finding that. And then just let the arms kind of go out to the side, palms face out, back in, right? And out and back in. Let the shoulders, okay, I'm going to turn sideways, let them go open back, let them roll forward. That's okay. It's as far as you can go right now, just open and close. So if we go here and we go, okay, I can't go any further, I'm going to force, okay? That's not honoring this body, okay? You can be open, and the more you find range of motion, the more range of motion you'll have. You'll actually increase it by honoring that, okay? So go ahead. Holding onto the chair, inhale the arms up. They can be here. That's as far as you can go. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, and then exhale, step back to our down dog. Take it 3 breaths here, holding it. Inhale and exhale. Feel your feet. Feel your shins and calves. Feel your thighs, feel your knees, feel your hips, feel your back. You've got plenty of time. Take another deep inhale, and on the exhale, just walk your feet back in to the chair. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale. Exhale, step back. Here we go again. 3 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, expanding, finding, maybe you're up into your shoulders here. Make sure that you're breathing and moving. Then inhale, and on the exhale, come all the way back in. Pause, breathe. I'm getting warm, just doing that, right? You can feel the heat. Inhale, sweep it up. exhale, hands down. Last one for like this, inhale and exhale, step back. Take it 3 breaths. Push into your feet. Feel the hips, feel the back of the thighs, wiggle your hips. Inhale into the rib cage and exhale, and then inhale. And exhale, walk the feet all the way down. Beautifully done. Inhale up, and exhale down. Okay, we're gonna add on. Inhale here. Let's do the arms still. Inhale here, and exhale here. And then you're just gonna step back with one of your feet. Step it back, okay? Bend the front knee slightly, okay? And I want you to come up on the back toes and go back down. Up on the back toes and go back down, getting into the calf. Up and back, and then stay, okay? See if you can walk. Can you see my toes up here? Kind of squish them forward so they're coming like onto your mats in between the chair, and bend a little bit more.
I keep walking back.
You're like, I can't do that. You're just wiggling those toes, yeah. Okay, my back foot's staying down. Good job. Now, I'd like you to come up on your toes, spin the heel so that my toes now are sticking straight out to the side. You got it. That is perfect. Now, you do have room to move this front knee a little bit more forward and bend, holding onto your chair, okay? See if you can just open with one hand. See if you can take that, the same hand as leg out. Yeah, open that hip.
Warrior.
That's warrior 2. So notice this knee wants to go with us. It's going that way. Yeah. And then go ahead. This is how we come out of it. Spin up on the back toes. Oh, hi there. Okay, and you're kind of like, well, what do I do now? Bend both knees. You're just going to give a little hop here, a little hop here, and a little hop here. And come back to standing. Wiggle through those legs. Whew. Well done. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Here we go. Step one foot back.
The other one, right?
Yep, the other foot. Okay, you're just going to come up and come down. Stretching through the calf and come down. Stretching up and come down. Yeah, and then leave it down. And just that front foot, switch the toes a little forward. Just moving that leg a little more forward. You're amazing.
I keep walking my toes. I'll pick it up and put it there.
You can pick it up and put it there. That's fine. Bend the front knee. Okay. We're not turning the toes. We haven't turned the back toes out yet. Okay. So you straighten and come into a little bend. Breathing, straighten and come into a little bend. And then go ahead and pick up the heel. Turn it so that the toes are going straight to the side. Yeah. You can now walk that front foot more forward. Come into a little more of a bend. Yeah, there's warrior 2. Same leg is forward, okay, as the hand on the chair. So if it's right hand, right leg that's forward. Okay, the left one's gonna open. I'm doing it backwards so that you can kind of see. Here we go. This knee doesn't follow this open. This knee pulls away. It's one of the best things you can do for your hips. Come back. Lift the heel, turn back forward, bend both knees, little hop, until you can walk the feet in. Inhale up, exhale down. Roll through those shoulders. We're gonna do one more of those, okay? Good. So, you can do these without a chair if your balance is okay. You can do them holding onto a counter at home. Basically, this is what we're doing, okay? We're just taking, whoops, let me not go so far. You're taking one foot back, okay? You're kind of just warming up here. This would be called a warrior 1. with the foot down and the hips here. A Virabhadrasana is the Sanskrit for warrior. Then you just pick up, spin, but when you do that, you have to move this foot forward because you've shortened your stance a little. And then you just bend to the side, yeah, and you try to open your body. You can hang on here, but this is what happens. This is what you don't want. You don't want the knee to go.
Yeah.
That knee has got to stay pushing away from that open. This is so good for our thighs and our hips, okay? Then to come out, you're still holding on. You come up, right? Bend, and you just do these little hops to come back and wiggle out. And then do a second side. Here we go. Step it back first, okay? Yeah, just bending a little in and out of that knee, keeping the hips square to your chair. We haven't turned them yet, right? Then you're gonna pick up the heel and turn it in. The hips are gonna start to go. That's why you've got to take your front knee, your front foot's gotta move more forward. Just step it up if you need to, but then you bend. Now you're not ever coming this, see how that knee's over the toes? The knee doesn't go past the ankle. And the knee stays going that way, while the rest of you opens to the side. You'll feel it through here. It's so fabulous for those legs. Breathe. Put some weight in there. Yeah. And then come back up on the toes, bend both knees, hold on for balance, and hop back in, and then just wiggle up those legs. Yeah, nicely done. Go ahead and inhale up. And exhale, hands back to the heart. So that's part, those are more yoga poses. But all of what we do is yoga, because we're listening, we're paying attention, we're connecting, right? All right, down to the floor. Your favorite of all times.
Dover was just saying, he missed Shavasana. And I said, we can do it at home.
Out in the yard. You told me to do it in the yard.
Shavasana is great.
Oh, I know. Do you need the chair on one? I know. Oh, you got
What's your husband today? He had a doctor's appointment.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and windshield wipers. Yeah, you've worked, so just back and forth. There you go. Navel. There you go. Keep your knees bent, side to side, windshield wipers. Right. Beautifully done. So, this is your first time. I don't think it is for most of you, windshield wipers. Just an inhale up and an exhale down. As you go up, the knees go one way, your head goes the other. Inhale up, head goes opposite the knees. Just up and down, twisting the spine. So one of the things that happens as we age and as our bodies get a little less fluid and the ability to move is tougher. When we do that, one of the things that happens is this side-to-side movement that we've kind of been working on today. We get the forward and back, but the twist to the side, and then we have something that we need to pick up over there, and we reach for it, and we end up injuring ourselves. So finding that side-to-side movement. And then we are going to take a really good full 5-minute Shavasana. I had a friend who was a teacher and there we go. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Good. I asked her to come to class and critique my teaching. And there was only one negative thing that she said, that she needs to let it just relax. The thing she said was that I don't give a long enough shavasana. She's like, everyone needs more time. Sometimes, is that okay? Good place. Sometimes it's the hardest thing to do is to hold still. So take some moments. I'm going to talk you through just a little bit of what we call a body scan. Okay? I wanted to just show a bolster. Okay? Just underneath the knees. It helps release the low back for when we're lying down. You can use a pillow, you can use a block, you can use a rolled out blanket, you can use a lot of things. So as we go through our body, I'll talk about different body parts. Go ahead and move those body parts as I talk about them. So if I talk about toes or ankles, you're welcome to kind of flex and fiddle with them, okay? But hold them still for just a moment, no movement, none whatsoever. Heels go all the way down the knees. Just let them go, let them go. Hold, okay. Don't worry about hands on belly. They can be on belly, they can be out to the side, but I want you to really, really just pause. Close your eyes and pause your look, your gaze as well. Let the breath be long and slow, and be mindful of it. If your mind starts to wander away from my voice, the biggest takeaway for me for meditation and from an MBSR course, the Mindful Based Stress Reduction course, is all the times that I put judgment on, oh, you didn't hold still. Oh, you didn't do this. Oh, no. Get rid of the judgment, okay? So you're going to pay attention. If it wanders, you're just going to bring it back. Like you would a little child that keeps falling as they're learning to walk. You're learning to, this is training yourself to do this as well. So breath, and come back with the breath anytime and just smile like you would if it was your grandchild or your child learning to walk. You applaud the fall because you know that they're trying. So I applaud the fall. So as we're here, feel the chest rise and fall with your breath. Feel the rise and the fall. Go ahead and feel the toes, both of them. You can wiggle them. You don't have to. Take it to the heel, your mind, just what it can do, the stability it gives you. How about the ankle? And we're going to go back to the top of your feet. See if you can curl your toes under and feel the stretch in the top of the feet. You might get a Charlie horse in your arch. If you do, breathe, wiggle, wait till it releases, and come back. Let your mind and go up your shin and down your calf. Up through the shin and down through the calf. Let it roll around in your knees, both of them. Even if you've got a bad knee, let that knee just feel such gratitude. No judgment, right? That it's a bad knee. Gratitude for the fact that it bends and it gets you through life. I have changed the way I think about what my body is and what it can do. And as I've done so, I've found that some of the places that I thought I didn't like, I've come to love just the way they are. But I've also noticed that some shifts have happened because of the gratitude. Go ahead, come up your thighs and down the back of your thighs. Come up the front of the thigh and down the back of the thigh. Hamstrings are often tight and are often stiff. Celebrate all of it. Go into your hips and maybe you shift hips side to side, letting that shift happen. And love on that they can go side to side. Your rear end, your low belly, up into your waistline. Feel the belly rise and fall with your breath. Up into your ribs, the floating ribs, the ones that don't float. Around on your back. How about the spine? From the tailbone all the way up into the skull and back down. Go ahead and maybe even just find a little bit of movement that takes it up, that bends it in, that twists it a little way. It can do all of those things. From your ribs to your chest, to your collarbones, to your shoulders, down your upper arm, the front of the upper arm, the bicep, the back, the tricep. Think of all the times you bend your elbow and lift your arm. And then you straighten it. The elbow, the lower arm, the wrist, each finger, the palm. Go ahead and even close your hands and let the fingers touch your palm. And then with the fingers, kind of curl them and straighten them and feel that back of the palm. The fingernails. The dexterity of your hands. Back up to the shoulders, right? And then from the neck down to the pelvic area, all the inside of that cavity space that holds your heart, your lungs, your diaphragm, your kidneys, your adrenals, your thyroid is here in the neck. You've got your hypothyroid, you've got your liver, your gallbladder, your intestines, your colon. You've got your stomach. You've got all those organs. Breathe, expand, and exhale, contract, and feel that gratitude for all that's working so well. I didn't mention everything. Come back up to your neck and just the rotation of your head. In the spine with the skull, your chin, your teeth, your tongue, the roof of your mouth, the lip above your mouth, your nose holes, your chin, your cheeks, your cheekbones. Let's go around to the back of the head. Houses your brain, your ears that can hear, and maybe you need hearing aids and it's a little more difficult. Celebrate that you can still hear. Come up the back and the top of the head. How about your hair? Even if it's getting finer, thinner, whiter, not wider, right? The temples, the forehead, the eyebrows, the eye socket, the eyes that open and close, that focus and unfocus. I may have missed something. The temples, I think I did those. As you take a couple more breaths, start at the crown of the head and let the exhale go all the way down to your toes. Inhale from your toes all the way up to the crown of the head. From the crown of the head all the way down through the toes. And then for just a moment, pause. Relax. Let everything still. And then slowly deepen your breath. Beautifully done. Inhale and exhale. Wiggling through your body. And I'm going to bring you all the way up before I end class today. Okay. So from your backs, roll onto your sides. Find a side to roll over onto. Move the bolster out of the way. I know that sometimes this is the hardest thing to do. Use your hands and your shoulders and your arms to help bring you back up to a seat.
It's hard to breathe because I don't want to get up.
I know. It's like, but that feels so good.
It does.
So either come to a seat on your mat or come all the way up to your chair. Find a place that you pause for just a moment. Beautiful work. Fabulous work. Continue to let the breath come. Yeah. Bring the hands to your heart. There is divinity in every person that walks this earth. There is a divine nature. There is a goodness. There's a greatness. There is light. Namaste literally means I see that light in you. I recognize it in myself. And I bow to that. Namaste.